Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is the Blockchain Backer, bringing you the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. And today we're going to take a look at the Ripple XRP price chart from a zoomed out perspective and a zoomed in perspective to give an update on what's going on here with price action from a broader perspective compared to what happened back in 2017. I actually did a video on this about 3 weeks ago where we were comparing 2020 versus 2017 to see how the fractals were matching up. And right now we're starting to get some more data here on this. So I really wanted to kind of update where we are with that. Is it still following what happened back in 2017? I wanted to play a little clip from that video really fast and show you something. Pops over here. XRP is breaking out on top of it. So if we're going to follow exactly what we did in 2017 and everything's playing out perfectly like it has so far, what's the thing we could expect? We're probably going to have to expect a little volatility right here on top of this before it makes its next leg to the upside. So if you notice in that video, we had pointed out that, hey, look, if we're going to continue doing what we did back in 2017, then we can expect that there's going to be volatility right here on top of the support level. And look where we are with our price action. We're right there in that location. So it's still doing exactly what it did. But I thought we could deep dive into this once again, and I'll show it to you once again that this is exactly what it should be doing compared to what happened in 2017. Over the last couple of weeks, we've gotten a lot of new subscribers here on this channel. I mean, a lot of new subscribers. It's been incredible what's been happening here. And you guys have undoubtedly seen, hey, we just take this fractal, we overlay it on here, and we say, hey, yeah, we're doing this. We're gonna continue our way up, and that's where we're going. And is this just hopeful wishing, right? Are we just adding a fractal on and saying, yeah, definitely, that's where we're gonna end up going? I've outlined several reasons on why that's my price area, that $10 to $13 price area. I'm not going to deep dive into every reason of why that is, but this video is going to specifically focus on why us pulling back onto this level is precisely what we expected to occur. And it's why earlier today I posted that I have finished my accumulation. My expectations were that we would pull back, have volatility, and find some support on top of this region. And my expectation is that we're now going to continue another leg up. So what I'm going to show you is how this area right here from back in 2017 is perfectly mirroring what's happening right now. And our location right now would actually be right in here. This is where we would be. So we're going to zoom in a little bit closer. I'm going to show you these things again and show you how it's still absolutely perfect. Pulling back on top of this, I showed it to you 3 weeks ago in that video, and we're doing exactly that. So it's looking great. Let's deep dive into it. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in on this area right in here. And what I want us to do is actually study this whole fractal and this breakout, because this is where I believe that we are right now in this fractal. And I want us to show, I just want to go through it and show you how it has been exactly the same the whole way. So the first thing I'll do is I'll put down these Fibonacci retracements right here on top of this, and we're going to study this for just a second on how it led up to the big blast off that took place. And what we could see first is we could see how there was this big pullback that took place all the way down to here. We had these three tops that happened over here, and then this pullback that went just below this 0.236 Fibonacci retracement level before it moved its way back up, almost hitting this 0.618. But the first thing I want to show you here is how this is our pullback. Throughout 2019 and 2020, we've had the exact same structure going on here. And we could see how our first pull down took us all the way to just below this 0.236 area, just like we saw back here in the previous fractal from back in 2017, before it moved its way up to almost hitting this 0.618 area right up here. Not quite getting to it, but hitting really close to it, which is what we saw happen here in 2019 and 2020. We pull all the way down here, getting just below this 0.236, moving our way back up without quite hitting that 0.618. But once it got up into this area, it rolled over on itself and it smashed into the ground, just like what happened back in 2017. Getting its way up to this area, pulling back down, and smashing into the ground. The next area of interest on this fractal is going to be taking a closer look at what happened right in here. And we could see how it reacted up here against these Fibonacci retracement levels, getting all the way up, and I'll pull this back a little bit. We could see this is the 0.236 Fibonacci retracement level. And it gets back up here, not able to get through it on its first try. It breaks through it on its second try, still not quite able to get through it on its third try, and then pulls back down. Well, what do you know? Look over here. We smash into the ground and we pull right back up. Can't get through it on our first try. We get through it on our second try. We can't get through it on our third try, and we pull back down, just like we did back in here. Getting up to the level, getting through it, not able to get through it, back down. Then finally, it breaks out of there, just like we saw in here. It finally breaks out of there. Now, throughout the course of pretty much the entire fall and half of summer on this channel, we were staring at this area saying this is the area that's going to be holding. And anybody who's been around with this channel for a long time knows that 22.5-cent word was used way too many times during that time. But the price did end up pulling back down into there to getting down to 22 cents at that time. And there was a very good reason to see that. And it came back to the support level that was happening right back over here. If we look back on what happened back in 2017, we had this structure play out right here, just like we did in 2020. And after the breakout took place, where did the pullback take it back down to? It took it right back down into that level right there, which is what we saw happen in 2020. The perfect pullback, mirroring the pullback of 2017. Then what happened? Terrible consolidation. Of course, in 2017, it had the luxury of only lasting for about a week. However, in 2020, we had the terrible consolidation, and this lasted for 80-something days throughout the whole time. And you can just look at this. Once it got down here, this is September 5th, not getting out of there until late November. So this was a pretty rough ride, but holding that level, consolidating up on that level till finally breaking out. And where does it break out after it gets out of this level, after it backtests this area? Breaks out above the area over here, which is what we saw back in 2017, right? So breaks out, backtest the horrendous line that we've talked about for months, the 22.5-cent level. Same thing happens back in 2017. Then it breaks out above this level over here, identical to what we see happening over here. Then in 2017, it has to pull back down after breaking out and consolidates right here on top of this level right over here. Which here we are in 2020, the same thing. So we have had an absolutely perfect mirroring fractal and doing the exact same thing for the last nearly 2 years on the XRP price chart. What makes it so exciting, right? We could say that all we want, that, hey, it's mirroring the fractal. Why is it going to continue to do that, right? That's the big question. Why would it still break out and go much higher, just like it did back here? Why are we going to get that right here? Well, I have to look at the rest of the market and say, are things similar to what was happening back here at this time than what's going on right now with the cryptocurrency market, right? So this area right in here, this area is March of 2017. And what was going on in the cryptocurrency market in March of 2017? Well, Bitcoin was up here fighting against its all-time high. You can see that down there on the bottom of the screen. March of 2017, the entire structure of the entire market was bullish, and Bitcoin was up here fighting against the all-time high back in March of 2017. Which is what we have going on exactly right now. So in current times, we have Bitcoin up here fighting against the all-time high. We have XRP breaking out above this level, just like we did back in 2017, and consolidating on top of this level. So exact same structures with the exact same timing within the market. So if you caught my video earlier today saying I've finished accumulating, well, there's good reason. The whole market is incredibly bullish, and it's following structures of what it's done previously. It's hard not to be bullish right now when you have this following of the past that's happened for years now, including on Bitcoin, throughout the whole market, on the XRP price chart. And well, what does the story tell you of what happens at this moment? You have Bitcoin battling up against the all-time high. You have XRP following precisely what it did back in the past. It tells me the next move is going to be quite impressive of what happens with XRP. Where the next top comes in, we'll all find out together. How long will the next consolidation phase take after it reaches out to its next level? We'll all find out together. But one thing's for certain here, we have some incredible mirroring that's going on currently with the XRP price chart compared to what happened back in 2017. And now is not the time for me to be scared. Now is the time for me to be bullish, because it says that this thing is going to break out much higher. And this is nothing unexpected, like we showed over here in this video that we did 3 weeks ago, that it was expected to pull back down on top of this little level, which we have done. And looking at the past, it says it's time for blast off, because the XRP price chart is precisely where it was when Bitcoin was at its all-time high back in 2017. So I know right now, after we get these big pullbacks, I know a lot of times there are going to be a lot of mixed emotions that go on out there in the market. We see it during every single one of these pullbacks, and I have just learned over time that it's not the time to be scared is when you have the pullback. I always view it as a big opportunity, and I really start to get nervous when prices get really high, which is how I've been over the last several weeks. kind of that cautiously optimistic person, knowing that, those pullbacks do happen. I know what happens in this market and trying to prepare you for that emotionally. So hopefully this kind of helped you out a little bit by getting to see all of that and understanding where the whole market is as a whole. This video actually did have a sponsor for it. This video is sponsored by Unstoppable Domains, which is where you can get your own .crypto domain address, such as mine, which is bcbacker.crypto, where you can have XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Litecoin, you name it, all sent to one human readable address like mine, bcbacker.crypto. You can get your own by visiting the affiliate link in the description of this video to Unstoppable Domains and use yours with any of the supporting wallets, including the Coinbase wallet. Of course, there's also a link down there in the description to my website, which is bcbacker.com, where you can check out my course that has 19 videos and 4.5 hours of content, deep diving into the different bull markets and cycles that we've had and what my exit plans are like for this market over there at bcbacker.com. But I want to thank you guys so much for watching my channel. If you could, please like this video and give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of when I create new content and when I go live. As always, this is not investment advice and I am not a financial advisor. But if you ever need a pick-me-up or a little bit of reassurance, just remember that the blockchain backers got your back. Have a good one.